Hey folks, Yehuda here. This video is going to be about what I learned regarding the different movements and basically the different opinions they have on various subjects, as well as some background to it all. What really surprised me was how, in spite of the criticism of Reform by Orthodoxy, Reform began as a way of keeping Jews connected to their Judaism during the Enlightenment world that the Jews of Europe were living in. I also learned about the different movements and the differences between them, such as how the Orthodox movement, they see God as a personal deity with a special relationship to the Jewish people, and the idea of divine providence and divine reward and punishment are real. However, Masorti, Reform and Liberal, while they affirm the existence of God, it's non-dogmatic. So it enables the individual Jew to wrestle with the idea of God on their own terms, and there's a variety of different interpretations of who or what God is. And I believe that this is very much needed, because it wouldn't be, I don't want to say it wouldn't be allowed, but it would be heavily scrutinised in the other movements. And an example of this is the Louis Jacobs controversy in the 60s. Now, for those that don't know, Louis Jacobs was an Orthodox rabbi, and he was tipped to become chief rabbi until he released an academic work called We Have Reason to Believe. Now, this book tried to match religion with academia, saying that the Torah was not given to Moses at Sinai, and he was essentially excommunicated after the journal was wrote. He left his congregation, but they moved with him. He was independent Orthodox, and then he became conservative whilst in the States, and then founded the Masorti movement in the UK. So not only is there evidence of a lack of questioning in other movements, but also censorship, which of course dates back to the time of Baruch Spinoza. We then looked at how other movements view contemporary issues such as LGBT rights, disability inclusion and egalitarianism, and how tradition was seen very differently within the various movements. So Reform and Liberal see tradition as an evolving thing to meet the needs of the people. Conservative Masorti kind of see it as fairly static, but it can be altered within guidelines. And the Orthodox kind of still have a very rigid view of tradition. However, there's even a difference in how Reform and Liberal approach this idea of tradition. Liberal are more focused on altering things and removing them, and Reform have tried to be a bit more balanced in their approach to tradition and modern life. So rather than just editing something out, they will try to have a more balanced approach, and the idea is that tradition has a vote but not a veto. And it basically got me thinking, and got me to see how, as a free thinker and as a Jew, the Reform movement is the best choice for me as a convert. So let me know what you guys think. Like and leave a comment. Okie dokie. Peace.